Hello guys, I'm back with another problem of Krotov. So this is 1.25 for you. So read the question. It is in front of you. It's a very good question based on constraints, and you will find this question in the AITS of many different coaching institutes. So read the question and get a feel of it. Then we'll proceed. So here there is a framework given, and the question is calling it as a hinged construction. So different points are named, like the end point is named as a3. So a3 is moving with velocity v, it is being pulled with velocity v. So accordingly all the quadrilaterals will change their shape. So these are basically rhombus, and the question is asking to calculate the velocities when the angle, for example, the angle B1 A0 C1 becomes 90 degree. All right. So basically, all the rhombuses will convert into a square, and the rate of change of angle for all the quadrilaterals will be same. Okay. So the symmetry will be maintained, the framework, the structure will be maintained. It will not get distorted. All right. So considering all these points, let's proceed to the solution. Keep in mind that the ratios of the sides of the quadrilaterals is 3 is to 2 is to 1. So we'll use it in our solution. So let's draw the figure first. The first ritual before solving any question. So let's draw the figure and name all the points. So this is the wall. Basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to write all the coordinates of a3, a2, a1, and then I'll differentiate dx upon dt. Then dx upon dt will give me the velocities with respect to ground frame. So that is the thing I'm going to do. Now I'm going to write the coordinates of a1, a2 and a3. So what will be the coordinate of a3 here? Let's mark the angle. This is theta. So b1 b2 a1 c2 will also be theta, and b3 a2 c3 will also be theta, right? Because the situation is symmetrical, the frame is symmetrical, and the distance a0 a1 will be 3l cos theta plus 3l cos theta, right? So you can find it from geometry. So a0 a1 will be 6l cos theta in totality. a1 a2 a1 a2, how much that will be? So that will be 2l cos theta plus 2l cos theta, right? 2l cos theta plus 2l cos theta. So net 4l cos theta. Net 4l cos theta. So basically I am writing all the lengths. A1 A2. See the demarcations in the figure. A1 A2 is equal to 2l cos theta plus 2l cos theta. Similarly A2 A3 will be L cos theta plus L cos theta, 2L cos theta, right? 2L cos theta. You can basically drop a perpendicular from B1 to the line joining A0 A1, and then A0 B1 will become the hypotenuse, and you can take the components afterwards. So that's how I have calculated. So x coordinate of a3, if I try to write x coordinate of a3, what will be that? So basically it will be the sum of a0 a1 plus a1 a2 plus a2 a3. So I'll have to sum all the calculated entities. So basically 6l cos theta plus 2l cos theta plus 4l cos theta. Alright, so the net total will become 12l cos theta, 12l cos theta. So the x coordinate of a3 is 12l cos theta when the angle b1 a0 c1 is 2 theta. or B1 A0 A1 is theta. Similarly, B2 A1 A2 is theta. So by symmetry, B3 A2 A3 is theta. It's just that the size of the rhombus is getting smaller. It's just that because the lengths are in like given ratios. So if I calculate the velocity of A3, so I need to differentiate. I already told you. So dx by dt will give me the velocity. So it has come out to be 12L sine theta d theta by dt. A minus sign has appeared. So minus sign has appeared. See, d theta d by dt is a negative quantity. If you can like understand, the theta is decreasing. So let's take the angle B1 A0 A1. So B1 A0 A1 is basically decreasing, right? As you pull it towards right, pull the whole framework towards right. So B1 A0 A1 is decreasing. Similarly, B2 A1 A2 is decreasing. So that decreasing theta will adjust that minus. So basically, we can calculate d theta by dt, and that has come out to be V by 12 L sine theta in magnitude. Alright. Similarly, if I write the x coordinate of A2, so that will become 6L cos theta plus 4L cos theta 10L cos theta, and I will differentiate it again to find its velocity with respect to ground. So again cos theta will be differentiated and it will become minus sine theta, and d theta by dt will also come. D theta by dt we have already calculated, so we'll put the value here. So we'll like adjust some values, and what we are finally getting, we are getting finally 5v by 6. So A2, the joint A2 is moving with a velocity 5v by 6. I repeat, joint A2 is moving with a velocity 5v by 6. Alright. Similarly, if I want to calculate VA1, I'll do the same thing. I'll write its x coordinate. So it is basically 6L cos theta, 6L cos theta. So 6L cos theta, and it will be differentiated 6L cos theta, and it will be differentiated, so it will give minus 6L sine theta into d theta by dt. If you will differentiate it, what you will get, minus 6L sine theta into d theta by dt. Again, why there is a minus? Because theta is decreasing. I have already explained it. Okay, so the velocity VA1 becomes d theta by dt will be used minus v by 12 L sine theta. So we'll put this value here, minus v by 12 L sine theta gets cancelled, LL gets cancelled. So the basically value becomes v by 2, So since we have considered the forward action as positive, so the answer is indicating that A1 is also moving forward with a velocity v by 2. So it is 0.5 v. Alright. And A2 was something about 0.8 v, right? It was 0.8. So you are seeing that velocity is gradually decreasing and A0 is fixed, so A0 is moving with zero velocity. So from A3 to A0 the velocity is decreasing. So like keep this pattern in mind. D theta by dt is same for why we have used same d theta by dt for calculation of velocities A1, VA1 and VA2. Why we have used same d theta by dt? It is because of symmetry basically. The angle would reduced by the same value, alright. Like the framework has to be maintained. It cannot be distorted. So as B1 A0 C1 is reducing, in the similar way B2 A1 C2 will reduce, and in similar manner B3 A2 C3 will reduce. Are you getting me or not? So a simple answer to the question is symmetrical framework. Alright, the symmetry has to be maintained. That's why d theta by dt, like for a2 joint and a1 joint and a0 joint, will be same. Alright, that will be same. So the question has asked in a position of 90 degree. So when b1 a0 c1, b2 a1 c2, b3 a2 c3 becomes 90 degree, then what is the respective velocities? The question has asked at that moment. Alright. The question is also asking about the velocity of b2. So I'll calculate the velocity of b1, and similarly I'll calculate the velocity of b2. I've already calculated the velocity of v a1 and a2 joint, right? So velocity of b2 will be calculated with respect of a1 joint. All right, we'll go and sit on a1. So our frame will become a1. The frame is a1 joint, and with respect to that joint we are seeing the movement of b2. So that is basically a circular motion, if you can see, because your frame has become a rest frame and a1 b2 length is constant and the angle is decreasing. All right, so b2 a1 is moving in an arc, right? And the velocity will be tangential to a1 b2. Are you getting my point? All right, so 2l into d theta by dt, velocity, tangential velocity is what? V is equal to omega into r, and omega here is d theta by dt, and the radius is 2l. So omega into r becomes 2l into d theta by dt, and you already know what is d theta by dt, we have calculated. So we'll put the value of d theta by dt. Some terms will get cancelled, ll will get cancelled, 6. So basically the magnitude will come out to be v by 6 sine theta. Don't care about the minus sign, that is basically due to the reducing theta. Alright, so the magnitude v by 6 sine theta. Alright, now the question has asked you to evaluate at 90 degree when b1 a0 c1 becomes 90 degree, b2 a1 c2 becomes 90 degree, and b3 a2 c3 becomes 90 degree. So b1 a0 a1 will be 45 degree. Remember the theta I have taken in the figure. So sine 45, theta will become 45 degrees, so sine 45 will become 1 by root 2. So basically the magnitude will come out to be v by 3 root 2, v by 3 root 2. So b2 joint is moving with a speed v by 3 root 2 with respect to a1 joint. Alright, with respect to which joint? a1 joint, with respect to a1 joint. When you are like in the frame of joint a1, then you are seeing b2 a1 moving in a arc, moving in a circle. So now I intend to calculate the velocity of joint b2 with respect to ground. So I have already calculated velocity of b2 with respect to a1. So that can be written as v b2g minus v a1g. Like remember the relative equation. So from that v b2g can be calculated as v b2 a1 plus v a1g. Alright. So basically the frame velocity has to be added vectorially. So what is our frame? Our frame is a1, and a1 was moving with velocity v by 2. I already calculated it. So v by 2 has to be added to v b2 a1. The velocity of joint b2 with respect to a1 has to be added with the velocity of frame A1. Alright, and that has to be added vectorially. So this is V2, which is like going forward in the right direction. A1 is going forward in the right direction, and VB2 A1, the velocity of B2 with respect to A1 joint is perpendicular to the line 2L, whose length is 2L. Alright, so the angle between both the velocities 2L d theta by dt, 2L d theta by dt becomes 45 degree. See, you can see the geometry. The tangential velocity is 2L d theta by dt with respect to A1 frame, and the frame velocity is making an angle of 45 degree with the tangential velocity with respect to frame A1. So now you have to just vectorially add it. So first calculate the tangential velocity of B2 with respect to A1. So that is V by 3 root 2. I already calculated it. So this 2L into d theta by dt is V by 3 root 2. So now we have to vectorially add these two vectors. So one vector is V by 2, other vector is V by 3 root 2. The angle between them is 45 degree. This is a simple parallelogram rule method problem. Use parallelogram rule of vector addition to find the resultant magnitude of resultant. What is the parallelogram rule of vector addition? A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So A square is V square by 4. B square is V square by 18. 2AB cos theta, cos 45 is 1 by root 2. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So you can solve it very easily. So the whole thing comes out to be V square by 4, V square by 18 plus V square by how much? 6. V square by 6. Alright. So take the LCM, take the LCM. Alright, so the LCM is 36. So the LCM comes out to be 36, and in the numerator it will be 9V square plus 2V square plus 6V square. So total value comes out to be how much? 17V square by 36. 17V square by 36 whole root. So this is basically 17 root 17V by 6. So this is the velocity of joint B2 with respect to ground. I am emphasizing on this. With respect to ground. Alright. V by 3 root 2 was velocity of joint B2 with respect to A1. Joint A1. And what we did to calculate the velocity of joint B2 with respect to ground? We just added the velocity of the frame using relative motion. Alright, we vectorially added it. So this is how the whole problem gets solved. Alright, so this is how we solved this problem, and all the required entities has been calculated. So let's dig deeper. If I want you to calculate what is the velocity of joint B1, what is the velocity of joint B1 with respect to ground? Alright, so this is an easy case. Why? Because A0 joint with which the end B1 is connected, that A0 joint is at rest. Alright, it is not moving like the joint A1. So it becomes an easy case. With respect to A1, B1 is just moving in an arc. Alright, it is just coming down doing circular motion. So the net velocity will be perpendicular to the line B1 A0, the line B1 A0, and that will be B1 A0 into d theta by dt. B1 A0 is 3L, d theta by dt you already know, we have calculated. You will just put the value V by 12 L sin theta, and we'll just take the magnitude. So the final answer will be V by 2 root 2. So joint B1 is moving with respect to ground with a velocity v by 2 root 2 meter per second. All right. So this was an easy case because A0 joint is at rest. It is not like A1 which was moving. See, like whatever I am telling you, I am like writing in front of you. So I give you a task now. I have calculated the velocity of B2 with respect to ground, velocity of B1 with respect to ground. I need you to find out velocity of B3 with respect to ground. Velocity of joint B3 with respect to ground. And if you are able to calculate it, then you can like be happy that you have understood this problem and you have understood how velocity of B2 was calculated using the frame A1. Alright. So this is how it is done.